So he gets them both. An interesting thing about George Hill, he was traded from the Spurs to and it's going to be the Pacers off the tip. And now the opening lineup for Detroit. Jackson and Caldwell Pope, the guards. Marcus Morris is out there with Ilyasova. And it's Drummond in at the 5 spot.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
And so it's the Pistons getting on the board first. George with no one around. And a miss there on the triple. For Indiana, they come into this one following a loss to the Atlanta Hawks. On the wing, Jackson. He's guarded by Hill. Ilyasova dishes to Drummond. It's rebounded by Ellis. To the paint. And it's Hill. That time the assist by George.
And I tell you what, anytime you get those easy ones, that basket starts to get bigger.
The Pistons on offense. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
How about the rhythm they got into offensively there? There's no doubt in my mind what the result was going to be once they started to click.
Really impressive, partner, because they simply put it on cruise control.
And that lead pass allowed him to get straight to the rim, unabated, in stride.
Andre Drummond is a big guy. At the NBA Draft Combine, he measured 7 feet tall with a 7'7" wingspan. And he tipped the scales at 280 pounds. That's a super heavyweight, my friend.
Hill, no good. For Detroit, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Pass to Drummond. Tipped away. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
On defense, Indiana. And on the topic of Andre Drummond, Greg, there are a few guys in the league who combine his kind of size with the type of athleticism he possesses. Fast up and down the floor, quick off his feet, even sports a little hang time. I mean, the guy's got a full package athletic.
You talked about the raw physical tools. Then you factor in the 2 things as a big that I really value. Great hands and quick feet. And he's got that going for him. So you can't go through him. You can't go around him. And you certainly can't go over him. I mean, what's left?
We can only hope to contain him, as they say. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. And while we can, let's find out a little bit about the shooting guards around the league and which of them have had the most assists over the last 10 games. Second, Monte Ellis.
And what that group has a great understanding of is the importance of ball movement. I mean, they can all create their own shot, but their superb ability to set up teammates really stands out.
Yeah, I think you've got to attribute it to the unselfish attitude that each of them has. I mean, sure, they're going to attack and make sure they get their points, but they get just as much satisfaction in racking up assists, too.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
A nice shot by George.
I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense, but he's got the A game rolling tonight.
And here's Jackson after Paul George getting his 3 to go. Drummond with a screen on Hill. Jackson passes to Caldwell Pope. Down low. It's stolen by Mahimi. And it's Drummond missing.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Now here's Jackson. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. An easy layup after coming off the pick.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Morris against George. There's a good screen. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Everyone understands the importance of Paul George to the ball club. That's why taking his offensive game to the next level would be so beneficial.
Yeah, he has all the physical tools, the instincts, and obviously he has made those strides. But if he wants to become a top 5 guy, he's still got a little bit of work to do in terms of his game.
For my man PG, Paul George, so much focus has been on extending his range, but ever since he started launching over 5 3-pointers a game, he shot under 43% from the field. Maybe time for him to balance out that shot selection.
And George drops them both.
And guys, talking about Paul George, the continued improvement of his ball handling is key to generating more offense. That was a weakness of his coming out of college. He's worked on it, but making it a strength the way LeBron has would go a long way toward getting him to that next level.
Here's Hill. After the made shot from Andre Drummond, Hill kicks to Ellis. And once again off the mark by Indiana.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You've got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Now here's Jackson. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Philadelphia.
Yeah, but Kevin, a lot of those points came at the line. I mean, he was aggressive to attack the D, not settling, and really did a good job of cashing in on those free throws. And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
On the wing, George, covered by Morris. Outside Hill. From the arc. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3. For Detroit, they've gone 7 of 9 from the field. A really nice start offensively for them. Out to the wing. It's deflected. Stolen by Allen. On the wing, Ellis. A baseline J. And that one off the back of the rim and in.
This has been a thriller. You cannot say enough about the way these two teams have competed.
All indications, Greg, are that this game is going down to the wire. I mean, I'd be surprised, actually shocked, if it ended any other way.
Jackson misses.
I think he was surprised by how much space he had there and just rushed the shot a little bit.
Ellis dishes to Allen. The shot no good. And Detroit the other way now. The Pacers beat them last time when these two teams met in Indiana.
And one of the factors, Kevin, that really hurt them in that game, the lack of success at the foul line. We all know how much those free throw woes can cost you.
And it gave those opposing fans a boost every time another foul shot clanged off the rim. I mean, that's an easy way to get the home crowd in your grill.
So timeout called here, the first for Indiana.
And guys, you know, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, this guy screams potential at you. I mean, perfect size and length and speed for a 2-guard. He plays both ends. Right now, it's all about consistency for him.
Hill, he's checked in for Ian Mahinmi. Steve Blake's checked in for the Pistons. Indiana's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. And George kicks to Ellis. Back to George. And it's sent back by Morris. They get it back. The Pacers have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
And it's been an average year, really, at the free throw line for this group, only around 75%.
Yeah, it's been a very frustrating season for them in that regard, guys.
No good on the second free throw. The Pistons trailing, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jordan Hill. That is his first foul of the game. And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
Here's a chance to take a look at the Pistons and how they rank in the NBA right now. First and second chance points. Second in rebounding. And they're in the top 10 in fewest turnovers per game. And they really do emphasize taking care of the ball.
And going back to their offensive rebounding, and that #1 ranking in second chance buckets, I think it speaks to their tenacity and physicality. They go at you. No question about that.
And it's sent back by Drummond. Fast break, Detroit. Blake kicks to Ilyasova. Pistons passing it around. There's the dish to Blake. A second chance effort. It's rebounded by Indiana. George with the ball. 7 points in the game. To the inside. Got a piece of it. And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession.
Now let's take a look at Paul George. Some stats on him. The past month has been surreal. Averaging about 23 points per, over 2.5 steals and 6 rebounds. And he's been putting up points with regularity. I mean, that's what they depend on, his killer instinct on offense.
Yeah, and anytime this club needs a bucket, he's their go-to. Just irrepressible and a prolific scorer.
Now here's Ilyasova. And they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game. 5 to shoot. Goes up off the pick. Oh, went in there and tried to power it down, but drew contact. He'll head to the line.
Wow, that is a strong move there to go in for the dunk.
And I like the job the defense did to not let him have it. I mean, make him earn it at the line.
No good on that one. And he can't make the second free throw either. Missing both. Indiana leading. Kicks it to Hill. A solo fast break. Moving it up. Here's Drummond. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
It's been a solid outing for Drummond. He already has 8 points and 1 rejection in this game, too.
And was it a good one? Really, one of their highlights of the game defensively.
And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Pacers.
It looks like they're ready to run, fellas. I mean, they haven't hesitated at all to get out on the break so far.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
Here's Hill over Drummond, and he gets it to go. And the Pacers lead by 3.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. They came focused and ready to play. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put things in their favor. You earn that, and they're actually earning it well right now.
Pacers leading by 3. The pass to Hill. Shoots the 3. And the Pacers another 3. George Hill! The Pistons have gotten 8 of their 13 shots to find the bottom of the bucket. And the call will be against George Hill. That is his first foul of the game. Caldwell Pope pass to Ilyasova.
The miscues continue. That's their 5th of the game.
And not the way, guys, you want to start a game. The turnovers now becoming an issue.
And that one's good. And it's a 9-point Pacer lead.
Not the biggest fan of that shot, but he had the space to get it off. So why not?
Well, for Jordan Hill, something wonderful happened to him last season. The breakthrough he'd been waiting for on his 6th year.
Yeah, Kevin, you know, it had to do, and I think correlated with him getting a chance to start games, and it blew up for him from there. Posted career-high averages across the board.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here.
And getting back to Jordan Hill, everyone had been waiting for this. I mean, greater activity, more aggressiveness, and he puts up career highs in points, rebounds, and assists.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Turner's checked in for Hill. Robinson comes in for Lavoy Allen. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Monte Ellis. Young is subbed in for George Hill. So it's the Pistons now. 9-point game. Young with the steal. From deep, George. It's hauled in by Tolliver.
On the topic of Jordan Hill, hey, there aren't many guys like him with his size who can move that well. He's entering the prime of his career right now. Will he continue to ascend, or will he be content with where he's at? Time will tell.
Here is Miles, following the basket by Brandon Jennings. Robinson kicks to Young. In the corner, George with it. And it's George again missing.
And he's trying to shoot his way out of it. You know, they have the lead, but honestly, I think it might help if he'd be a little bit more selective tonight. Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
Now here's Turner looking for his first basket still in this one. The shot is off.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
No one near Jennings as he lets it fly. No good with the triple. Pacers leading by 5. Here's George. Stolen away. Jackson kicks to Jennings. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Back to Jackson for 3. It's hauled in by George. George has got his 3rd rebound on the night. To the wing right side. Miles, that's for 2. And it takes a hard bounce. Pistons trail by 5. And he dunks it down.
Boy, you got to love that nice assist by Jennings.
That's his first personal foul.
The Pistons shooting their 5th free throw of the game here.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
And guys, that allows their opponents to play very aggressive defense if they choose to, knowing it's not a bad thing to send them to the foul line.
Now, here is Robinson. Miles dishes to Young. Cranes it from beyond the arc. Young's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Just a little confusion among the D as to who was supposed to be on it.
Down low. Kicks it out to Jennings. Tolliver the pass to Jennings. 6 to shoot. Unloads from 13. No good off the front iron.
I'll tell you what, for what's really an elementary shot, he looked a little nervous on that release.
Now, here's George. He has 7. Young outside. Out left to the wing. Takes the 3. And we've reached the end of the first quarter. Pacers lead by 5. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. Talk to Monte Ellis. He says he feeds off his doubters. He loves to hear someone say what he can't do.
I think I had that all my life. I always had to prove somebody wrong, and you know, still to this day. That's just the competitiveness that I believe my oldest brother built into me when I was little.
And Monte Ellis is still trying to prove people wrong now in Dallas after their quick exit from the playoffs a season ago. Clark, it's been a decade in the league now for this very talented guard.
And you know, that kind of relentless determination is really something Monte is known for, and one of the reasons he has been around for 10 years in the NBA as a consistently good player and lethal scorer.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Pacers?
Well, they've dictated tempo with their defense and been able to force some turnovers.
Yeah, and you know, they've also done a good job, Greg, on their end of the floor by not throwing the ball away.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And Detroit looking at who they've got. Jackson and Caldwell Pope, the guards. Marcus Morris is out there with Andre Drummond. And it's Johnson in at the 3, the small forward.
Tell you what, Monte Ellis is one of the best second-round draft picks of all time in the league, not just the last decade. I mean, this guy was a 5-star recruit out of high school Committed to college, but changed his mind and entered the draft, where the Warriors stole him with the 40th pick in 2005.
And the rejection by Mahimi. Now here's Ellis. He's covered closely. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. That's in, and the Pacer lead is cut down now to just 7 on the bucket from Johnson.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
And Young kicks to Hill. Robinson against Johnson. And here's Young from the arc. Rebound, Detroit. Morris has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Here's Johnson. Takes it off the glass.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
Young outside. Out to the right wing. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. Lets it fly from 18.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
It's Ellis on the wing. And the 3 ball is good. Ellis has got 5 points in the quarter.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Jackson gets the bucket.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Here's Ellis, following the score by Reggie Jackson. Here's Hill, and good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points.
They have got to put a body on him, because otherwise, with his agility and athleticism, they're not going to be able to contain him on the offensive glass.
And Drummond kicks to Johnson. On the wing, Jackson, with an average of around 19.5 points a game. His scoring has been a constant for them. It's good with the assist that time from Johnson. And that's now 6 points for Reggie Jackson.
And for Reggie Jackson, the league is going the right way in terms of his skill set. Everyone loves the guard who can shoot well enough to bust the zone, as well as make plays for others and at the rim. And Jackson is that guy.
Timeout called the Pacers. And back to Jackson. He really took on the playmaker role after being traded to the Pistons. As a Detroit player, he averaged over 9 assists a game, Clark, which would have put him 4th overall in the league had it been for a full campaign.
Loved his aggressiveness, which led to opportunities for his teammates, but it also led to turnovers. That part of his game he's got to tighten up.
And Indiana making a change here. Hill's checked in, and it's good. Fought through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
That's his first personal foul.
Monte Ellis has always had a knack for the big shot. When things are on the line, he is a guy that is not afraid to step up.
And Kevin, last season, he had a number of big second halves and fourth quarters for the Mavs. Really took over that primary scoring role from Dirk Nowitzki. Stole a lot of games for them last season.
Out that one, the Indiana lead has been cut down now to just 5 on the basket from Jackson.
Make it 10 of their last 12 points coming off assists.
You have to love the ball movement.
Ball's knocked loose. Robinson left side. He feeds it to Ellis. And here we go. The Pistons fast break. And Morris throws it down.
And one area where they haven't struggled has been transition.
Yeah, I think that may be their ticket out of the hole. Look for even more of those quick hitters. Yeah, Monte did have a lot of big second halves for the Mavs last season. Seems like at least half a dozen games for them, he would just take over. Started to get looked at as the top go-to guy late.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Indiana leading by 3. From deep. The shot is off. And it's Detroit the other way.
And for Monte, it makes sense to go to him late in games. He's so fast that he can create a shot anytime he wants. And very rarely does he not give you a chance to win with just one shot remaining.
And we should take this time now to show you the real stats, real scores from the real NBA. These teams have been outstanding on the offensive glass this season. The Pistons, number one.
You know, they've been so aggressive on the offensive boards, and they're earning every one of those second chance buckets with that relentless effort.
Ellis having a terrific game. He's got 13 points, and he's picked up 6 points from behind the arc.
I love the rhythm his outside stroke has produced today.
Second free throw, no good.
That's a great job getting to the line here. You know, he didn't have a single attempt in that first quarter because I thought he was tentative. Much more aggressive here in the second.
And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds.
That's a couple of very shaky possessions in a row. One turnover right on top of the other.
Time to just slow it down, make the simple play, and get a good shot.
That'll be a 5-second call.
You can see where the Pistons rank in the league stats over these last 10 games now. 3rd in second chance points, 4th in rebounding, and they're in the top 10 in fewest turnovers per game. And they really do emphasize taking care of the ball.
And as for their number 2 ranking in second chance points, that relentless pursuit on the offensive glass has led to a lot of easy opportunities. And believe me, they don't miss many.
Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation. They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time. A lot of answers, but still a lot of questions for how the East is going to ultimately shake out this year. But right now, let's check out where the team stands. Taking a look at Detroit. Right now, they've compiled the 6th best record in the conference. And, of course, there's the Pacers, just a couple spots back.
And I think for the Pistons, this isn't the spot that too many people thought they'd be in this far into the season. They've really turned some heads with their play.
Well, any doubts I had have long dissipated. I mean, they're not doing it with smoke and mirrors. I mean, they are a legitimate top-tier team.
Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation.